Hello, my dear students. So in the last class, we have seen the definition of eigenvalue and eigenvector. So simply we will recall it. So whenever we are having a n-dimensional real vector space and a linear map from V to V, then alpha belonging to R is said to be an eigenvalue of T if we are able to find a non-zero vector in V such that T of V is equal to alpha V, and that non-zero vector is called as eigenvector. Remember that eigenvector is always non-zero. Next thing is, we have also seen that if alpha is an eigenvalue and the corresponding eigenvector is V, then for a non-zero scalar k, kv is also an eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue alpha. This we have seen last time, and we have also seen the definition of eigenspace. Basically, eigenspace is nothing but what? It is the collection of you can say all the eigenvectors of the eigenvalue lambda uh, together with the zero vector as well, naturally, which is not the eigenvector, right? Because we always whenever we say about eigenvector, we think that it is a non-zero one. So eigenspace is nothing but it is a collection of all those vectors that satisfies T of V is equal to lambda V, and naturally we can see that it is exactly the definition of eigenvalue and eigenvector. And now we are going to see the definition of eigenvalue and eigenvector only, but this time around for a matrix. So I will say over here definition, I'll say let A be a matrix of order n, means obviously we want a square matrix when we talk about eigenvalue and eigenvector. Then alpha is said to be an eigenvalue of A if there exists x not equal to 0 belonging to r raised to n such that ax is equal to alpha x. So try to understand the difference between the definition in terms of a linear transformation and in terms of a matrix. There is a slight change. Whenever you talk about a matrix, then this vector is from r raised to n naturally. And why r raised to n? Because order of the matrix is n. If the order of the matrix is 3, then this eigenvector will be from r raised to 3. And remember, it is a column vector, okay, satisfying ax is equal to alpha x. And whenever we talk about a linear transformation, it is this vector is from a vector space V actually, and that is nothing but T of V. The condition is actually the T of V is equal to alpha V, right? So now we are going to go for a theorem over here. Yes, so a vector space is given to us of dimension n, and T from V to V is a linear transformation, and they are asking us to prove that the following statements are equivalent. The first statement is alpha belonging to R is an eigenvalue of T. The next one is alpha I, not alpha, actually it is lambda, right? So lambda I minus T is not injective, where this I is identity map. The third one is lambda is an eigenvalue of a matrix A, where A is a matrix associated with T with respect to any basis of V. And the fourth one is lambda is a root of characteristic polynomial of A. And the fifth one is the system of linear equations lambda I minus A outside the bracket x is equal to 0 has non-zero solution for x belonging to r raised to n, has a non-zero solution x belonging to r raised to n. Now all these statements are equivalent, means if one statement is true, then other 4 becomes true, right? So how we are going to proceed with the proof? I will prove 1 implies 2, then we will go for 2 implies 3, then 3 implies 4, then 4 implies 5, and 5 implies 1. Okay, so first of all I will assume that lambda belonging to R is an eigenvalue of T, and we are going to prove that lambda I minus T is not injective. Now in order to prove that lambda I minus T is not injective, I am going to take the help of a famous theorem that we have already seen. So which is that theorem? if we are having a linear map from V to W, this is a linear map. Yes, if T from V to W is a linear map, then you might remember then T is 1 1. 1 1 means injective only if and only if kernel of T is equal to singleton 0, naturally 0 of V. So now we are going to take the help of contrapositive of this statement. So what will be contrapositive? So kernel of T is not equal to 0 if and only if T is not injective, isn't it? So but remember, T should be a linear map. So over here we are going to show that this kernel of lambda I minus T, in order to show that this lambda I minus T is not injective, we are going to show that the kernel of lambda I minus T is not equal to singleton 0. I mean it is non-zero in the sense it is not trivial, means it is going to contain some non-zero vector. Okay, in order to show kernel of lambda I minus T, and right here, in order to show kernel of lambda I minus T is not equal to 0, we have to show that this kernel contains one non-zero vector. Is that okay? So let us begin that. So first of all, I will say that let lambda be an eigenvalue of T. Okay, once I assume this, then what it will imply, since lambda is an eigenvalue of T, therefore we can say there will exist some V not equal to 0 belonging to V, such that T of lambda will be equal to what? Sorry, T of V will be equal to what? Lambda multiplied by V. This will happen. Now we have to move towards kernel of T minus lambda I minus T. So what will be kernel of lambda I minus T? If you think of this definition, see, our map is from V to V only in this case. So it will be the collection of set of all V belonging to V such that T of V is equal to 0 नाही येणार, कारण की आपण कुणाबद्दल बोलतोय, we are not talking about kernel of T, we are talking about kernel of lambda I minus T. So lambda I minus T of V should be equal to what? 0, isn't it? This is nothing but definition of kernel of lambda I minus T. So let us do it then. Remember, this I is nothing but what? This is the identity map. So we have to show that this set contains at least one non-zero vector, and which will be that vector? That vector will be what? Our eigenvector, this one, right? So now since this is happening, so what can I say? I can say that this lambda V minus TV is equal to 0. Is that fine? This is simple algebraic calculations. Now since I is identity map, how can I write it? This can be written as lambda IV. Since I is identity map, IV will be equal to V, right? Minus TV will be equal to 0. Therefore, once I take that V out, what I'll get? Lambda I minus T outside the bracket V is equal to 0. So you can see that this condition is satisfied by which vector? This vector, and therefore V will belong to what? Kernel of lambda I minus T. Now since V belongs to kernel of lambda I minus T, therefore we can say that therefore this kernel of lambda I minus T is not equal to 0, and therefore by using this theorem I can directly say that lambda I minus T is not injective. But the question is lambda I minus T a linear transformation? Then we can use this theorem, right? And that is very easy. It is a linear transformation, because whenever you are having T1 and T2 to be linear transformation, remember the linear combination is always a linear transformation. I mean alpha 1 T1 plus alpha 2 T2 will be a linear combination only, where this alpha 1 and alpha 2 are some constants, some real constants you can say. Okay, so therefore this lambda I minus T is a linear transformation also, and since this is happening, we can say that lambda I minus T is not injective.